Hey gang, thanks again for tuning in. Hey, I wanted to give you a little backstory. In December, we were going to dress the Jeeps up with Christmas lights and travel close by and go look at Christmas lights, take the kids out, have a little bit of fun. Was going to dress up Rubi-Blue that way and decided to take the JK instead. This is what it looked like. A buddy of mine actually went with us and did his as well. And these are what our Jeeps look like. So we did that once, came back, was thinking about doing it again. This time I wanted to take Rubi-Blue. And I started to dress her up, and that's when the catastrophe happened with the transfer case. Here's an idea of what it looked like on the day that it happened.
Bad news for Rubi-Blue. We were gonna dress her up for Christmas, take you guys out to go see some lights, show you some places around. And I was driving home from work, heard a loud noise, sounded like the tires, and it got louder and louder and louder until it blew. And when it blew, it's really tough to see, but it actually blew apart the transfer case. Transfer case is destroyed. It's in pieces back there. See that there? No bueno, in parts. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to replace the transfer case before I can go on any more adventures. This particular episode, I'm just going to show you as I go some of the stuff I'm dealing with fixing this up, and at least give you a little something to chew on. I'm not going to go into too much detail because you can find that already on YouTube, but we'll do what we can. And this is from the driver's side, looking at the transfer case, or what's left of it. We'll have that out pretty soon. Okay, here's some of the back part of the transfer case that I pulled out. Like I said, it grenaded, it blew right up. Fortunately, it's not as bad as it looks. I mean, this is horrible. It's broken and it's got to be replaced. But up underneath, the wires are still okay. It didn't hammer up the transmission or the underneath of the Jeep as much as it looks like it should have or could have. So I hope I'll be able to find one of these soon and swap it in place, and we'll get back on the road. Okay, I pulled out the front drive shaft. This is really sad. These bearings, they're toast. They're really bad. I was going to replace them anyway. Mother Nature just beat me to the damage. This other side, they didn't have any bearings. They were gone. Just the cap. This side here, I think may have been the culprit. It's inside the knuckle here. It's really tough to tell, but right down in there is another bearing. It's a joint that moves around in a little socket, and I think that was probably the culprit that locked up, causing the issues of the transfer case snapping. Like I said, it blew up. I pulled this thing straight forward, straight out. Yeah, very unfortunate. Okay, I got the double cardan joint apart, which was actually quite easy. Taking the U-joint out here was a little bit of a challenge, but I got it figured out. It came out. Here's the cardan joint, and this is supposed to be a ball, and it's not. It's also blew right out the side here, and that's inside the drive shaft. That's not supposed to be that way either. So I believe that's the culprit that made the transfer case explode. It just wore out, bound up, didn't work like it's supposed to, and it's a pretty big knuckle joint, and caused whatever to happen, whether it was vibrations or whatever it did, and blew those parts apart. So now I know what the culprit is. Time to get it fixed. This is the CV joint. As you can see, this is supposed to be round, and it is absolutely not. It's reshaped into art now, pretty much. Inside there's some bearings. One side you can kind of see them. The other side they're not. Blew out the side. This piece here. And right up in here, completely ruined this drive shaft. I got to get a new drive shaft now. Unfortunately, this piece does not come out as part of the unit. They weld it right up here as one whole piece. So I have to find a whole brand new drive shaft.